Hello, my name is Mortius, and I'm looking for some talented voice actors to be part of a fantasy-themed narrative audio experience, The Nameless Island. Tomoe is a headstrong warrior with a past so mysterious, she doesn't even know it all. I am looking for a low feminine voice who can default to a more somber tone, but can absolutely get loud and present when needed. For the sake of full transparency, I am already eyeing someone specific for this role, but I absolutely encourage people to submit auditions anyway, because if that person is unable to participate, I will still love to look at options, and even if they can fill the role, there are still going to be lots of other roles in this project I might be able to slot you into. Albern is a stereotypically roguish mercenary type, but his vocal timbre doesn't necessarily reflect that. With a face and voice far more boyish than his demeanor or reputation, he is a walking contradiction. To bring this role to life, you will need to simultaneously convey a young man in over his head and a dangerous and haunted mercenary, all at the same time. Kastran is just a little guy, very academically minded with his head constantly in a book larger than his torso. This is a man who is used to keeping to himself. However, when this group of misfits gets him out of his shell, he will become a friend to all who is happy to share his passion with anyone who will listen. I need someone who can convey an intellectual with an air of magic to them, while still being just a bit awkward about it all. Aeron is pompous yet kind. He comes from a position of money and influence, and that seeps into every word he says and decision he makes. However, he's not a complete ass. He set out on this adventure to help his people, and he knows how to play it up with his new companions. The voice brought to this role should be suave and charming, a bit pretentious, but never mean. Qinris is a protector, a guardian, and his voice should carry a natural gravity to it. This can be achieved through some kind of deep resonance or some just stoic vocal delivery. No matter what, it should sound like someone you do not want to get in the way of. Kosira isn't around all the time, but when she is hard to ignore. With a bombastic presence that can instantly turn any group into a party, she is someone you love to have around. We need gravitas, charisma, and the ability to command a room, all conveyed with just your voice. The narrator is the most important role in this project. As a narrative audio experience, this person is the glue that ties together all of the dialogue and world building being achieved by the characters. Not only that, but as a uniquely second-person story, they are in charge of speaking directly to the viewer and bringing the audience into the world we create together. Now, this is a paid opportunity. Of course, as an indie project, this is not going to have necessarily market competition rates, but I want to make sure anyone who is involved in bringing this project to life does get to see some kind of return for it. This will be a paid project, specific rates to be negotiated later. Because of this, you do have to be at least 18 to participate. However, that is the only limitation. We encourage participation from all genders, all races, all identities, all ages that are over 18, anything like that, no matter who you are, no matter what your experience is, no matter how you identify, we encourage you to participate and want you involved. If you want to audition for this project, there is a link to a Google Drive in the description with small scripts and snippets for each character. I ask that each person who auditions sends 2 audio files at minimum. First, choose 1 or more of the available snippets and perform them according to the character descriptions provided. Then, I ask that you send an additional snippet of anything you want. This can be prior work, it can be any monologue, quote, or rant you can think of. For this extra material, I want your individuality to shine. This project is going to have a lot of small side characters throughout, and I want to include as many people as I can who want to be involved. So, show me who you are and what you can provide, so that even if you are not chosen for one of these main roles, I can still look back at your audio files the next time I need a character for just a few episodes. Whenever your audio is ready, please email it to namelessislandpodcast@gmail.com with a subject line that is simply your first and last name and who you are auditioning for. Thank you, and I can't wait to see your submissions.